When I was a boy, I spoke as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish ways. I'm on my grown man status. I'm on my grown man status. Living in a world of boys to men. Being high value, you lose some friends. Successful life requires rights. What up, everybody? This is your man, the Saint, aka R.O.M.A.N. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Man Status 101. Now, before we go any further, I'd like you to hit the like button. I'd like you to drop a comment and subscribe to this channel. Now, today's topic is it worth it? And that goes in so many different phrases in life, whether it's entertainment, relationships, lifetime decisions. Is it worth it, the decisions that you make in life? Today, we're going to play a segment from the three-time heavyweight champion, Michael Moore. Let's hear what my man got to say, and let's get on into this. You hear what I'm saying? All right, let's see what's going on.
So you think the sacrifices that you made to become the heavyweight champion of the world, in retrospect, you don't think it was worth it?
If I had to do it all over again, I would never have been a boxer.
Really?
Never. 28 surgeries.
Oofa.
From boxing.
Oh.
Yeah, total knee replacement. My hands are all jacked up. Yeah.
Because when the lights turn off, it's just you again.
It's a shame how a boxer goes through so many ups and downs throughout their lives, and the manager and the promoter, once it's all over and done, cut the ties with everybody.
They just use you.
Let's just stop right there. You heard what he said. Once everything's over, everybody cuts the ties with you. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when MC Hammer back in the day went diamond with his Too Legit to Quit album. And I take that back. That wasn't Too Legit to Quit. It was You Can't Touch This. I believe that was the album. My man took a whole bunch of dancers all over the world, and they rented out a 737 plane. When he had to file bankruptcy, everybody did. Nobody wants to be with you. Everybody wants to be with the champ. Everybody wants to be with you when you on top. I remember watching the episodes of my man Terrell Owens. He talked about how when he had everything, and he had the parties, and everybody's there. Yo, what's up, my man Terrell? Anybody say something? Man, they better mess with. I could just hear that. But once that bag was gone, they dipped. My man was hurt. He had some tears in his eyes. But you know what? At the same time, they didn't necessarily dip. You paid for that attention. You got all this stuff going on. These people, your entourage, you paying for that attention. It ain't genuine. Because the question you need to ask yourself, would they be around if I didn't have this bag? Let's get back to this.
And throw you out.
That's not cool. People don't know what's happening in the boxing game. They think you make all this money. Well, where's all this money? Like Tyson made all this money, Holyfield made all this money, and it's all gone. Because they take this.
Whew, I'm going to stop right there, too. Because here's another lesson. I've been into the entertainment business for over like 30 years. Okay? Now, let's get to the taxes of it, okay? We're going to break it down. I remember my man Cisco, who used to be the lead singer of Drew Hill. He had a single called Thong Song. And they asked him, what was the greatest advice you ever received? He said it came from Will Smith. Will told him, man, for every dollar you make, count it as 50 cents. Because Uncle Sam's going to take half of that. He's about to say something. You got 38% that you got to pay for federal, 11% that you got to give your state, and 1% for your city tax. It equals 50 cents on the dollar. And the problem is that the bigger you get, you start having agents and managers. Agents get 10%, managers get 20%, and then you got entourages and so much other stuff. And the thing about that, they don't get that percentage off of the net. They want it off the gross. So imagine if you had $1 million. Uncle Sam's getting 50% off top. That's 500,000. That's half gone. Your managers and agents, they want it off the gross too. That's another 200,000 gone, and another 10,000. 100,000 gone, and another 200,000. That only leaves you about 200,000. Where's all this money going? That's what he means by, my man Mike said, they take it all. And that ain't accounting expenses. If you're in the music business, studio time, boxing equipment, airplane flights, hotel flights, everything I keep telling you about the industry of any entertainment is about learning the business. Be careful what you sign, because it's all determined off the beginning of what you sign. Whatever you sign can last a lifetime. That's why so many artists wound up broke when they died. But let's get back to this, because he's letting you know it wasn't worth it.
They don't spend it. They take
act,
it.
They act like it's him mismanaging
No,
his money, but
yeah,
really
that's
there's
what
a hole in the pocket. It's
Exactly.
right as it goes in, it's gone.
Exactly.
Huh.
You guys have you talked about Tyson, you guys have such an interesting perspective because you've lived such an unique life. There's only a handful of people on the planet that have lived
Living
the type
on
of
the edge,
life
man.
that you've lived.
Right.
And the perspective that you have. So, I mean, you've literally reached the pinnacle of human achievement.
Yep.
And your takeaway from it was it's not worth it.
It's really not.
Huh.
You don't have nothing left from all of it. Nothing. You don't have the people you grew up with. You don't have the people that supported you. You don't have nobody around, because that's all fake.
It's all fake. That's how this whole world works. You got this illusion, a mirage. Like when it's real hot out in that desert and you looking so far over the horizon and you looking at the streets and you think, oh man, that's water. And the closer you get, you just see that's heat. It's fake. It's not water, that's the heat coming off them streets. People will hang around you and use you as long as you let them. He said he wouldn't want to be boxing no more. Even the people he grew up with, they hung with him because they knew he was going to be something. And when he got that bag, they know they want to get a piece of it. A lot of the women, they all there, we love you, champ, I love you. I put a tattoo. They say that because you on top. But when you ain't on top no more, them people ain't there. And that ain't even the big part. The big part is the pain that man has to witness. All them surgeries from them hands hitting somebody when he's boxing. All them hits to the head. You don't see all that stuff that took place. Every boxer isn't as good as Floyd. Floyd can say that stuff, but when you really listen to him, he's got a great point. Do I think he's the greatest boxer ever? No. But will I say he's the smartest? One of the smartest. Because the object is not to get hit. The more you get hit, the more brain damage it takes. I mean, I love Muhammad Ali. I think that's the greatest boxer of all time. But at the same time, I saw how he was shaking before he left. And it hurt me every time I watched Ali, because he was a child hero for me watching him boxing. And as he retired, I slowly became a great fan of Mike Tyson. But the thing I'm saying is, in sports, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? There's a lot of NFL players I've met, and they're in a lot of excruciating pain. Knees messed up, backs are messed up, heads are messed up. They're taking all kind of pills to try to block out the pain. It's almost like that movie Concussion with Will Smith. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. I remember seeing a videotape when I was a kid with Michael Jordan called Come Fly With Me. And the very first thing in the movie, well, I can say the documentary, the guy that was narrating said, an injury, an athlete's worst nightmare. You're not kidding. You get one injury, it can end your career for life. You're blessed and very lucky if you can go through a career without any breaks or severe injuries. And a lot of guys can't even get up and stand up. Some guys are taking steroids because they're trying to cheat it and they cripple. I'm not going to name drop, but you can look at them from bodybuilding. You can look at them from football, boxing, wrestling. A lot of them get the cauliflower ear. That's all they know. That's what they're going to do. But the question is it worth it? You see, being in the music industry, a lot of people has heard my material, and I've got at least 5 catalogs full of stuff. Show you all the tours, a headliner at the 2002 Winter Olympics, opening up for platinum and gold artists. I've done so much. You don't think that I could have made it? I was blackballed in so many ways here in my own city. All because I'm either not with this clique, or a good one I always hear is, he's too smart for his own good. I've recently had several contracts thrown at me over some songs that I have that are extremely hot. Excuse me. They're not out there because I don't like what they're throwing. They're trying to throw me, they want 30% of everything that I make from a lifetime. 30%? We're just talking about a manager, the people who are trying to get me on. This ain't even including the record label. Right now, I own 100% of my own publishing. And I'm the kind of guy I think a lot. I play chess, not checkers. You think I'm going to sit around and let you get all this money off of me, get rich, and I don't get nothing? I don't have that kind of patience. And you need to think before you sign this contract. Learn the business. If you ever want to study anybody in the industry, I want you to look at Ice Cube. Yeah, everybody thought he turned his back on him and everything, but once they read their contracts, they understood why he didn't sign them contracts with Ruthless. I don't know all the specs and everything, but I know what I heard, and I know what I've seen from what Cube is saying, the reason why he didn't sign it. He was smart. If you're going to step in that entertainment business, you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? You're hearing all this stuff from these models, from these movie actors and actresses, what they had to do to get these roles. All these men happen to wear these dresses. See, it's so good to me now because I was saying these things years ago, all the way back in the 90s. And people laughed at me. Oh, you just saying that stuff because you couldn't make it. No, I know what's going on behind the scenes. I know some major role players in this game. I know some of the people that they claim to have 15, 20 million in the bank, and they really don't have that money. I'm going to drop a little something without dropping a name. There's a particular artist who has a lot of money, so said, in the industry. When you look their net worth up of about 15 to 20 million. But what the people don't know is the label, or I should say the label owner, what they do is they'll take about 15, 20 million of their money and they'll open up an account in a bank, kind of the way you would do with a child. And they'll put that artist's name on the account, but written in red, it says they cannot take 1 penny out without the bank consulting with the executive producer or the owner of that label. So technically, yes, if I'm this artist, you'll say, ooh, he's got a net worth of 15, 20 million dollars. But I can't get that money unless they consult with the label first, which means at any time they can just pull that money back. Kind of like when you open up a checking or a savings for your child. You know, you can open up a bank account and you can open it up for your child, and you can note in there that that child cannot receive any money until the bank consults with the adult first. That's how they play these artists in the music industry. That's why you see some of them, they ain't on tour, they ain't wearing all these gold chains. They have to go ask their label owners, can they even go to a party? Man, I know so much, and I'm going to share so much more with you. But like I said, the point of this particular video is it worth it? If you have a good spouse at home, going out messing with that person that looks good for a few minutes, no, a few seconds of pleasure, Is it worth losing that person that you've had all those years, who had your back when you was in the hospital? They were there for you. Even if you have children by someone else, they were there for you. Is it worth the risk just so you could get out and get your rocks off? Here's the thing. A lot of y'all are messing around with other people on the side. But that side dude or that side chick may say, you done left them for what? I like being the side dude. I don't want to be the main guy. Because with your last main guy, I was the side dude. How do I know you ain't going to do to me what you did with them? Nah, I'm good. Don't get it twisted, folks. Sometimes people only want you because you're with somebody. Your value starts decreasing. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're out there and you're making fast money in the streets, think about this before I close this out. If you get caught, are you willing to do 5 to 20 years in a cell that is no bigger than your bathroom? Here's one thing I want y'all to think about. Imagine being in a cell and there's a toilet right there, either in the corner or the middle of the cell. Your cellmate has to do number 2. They have a bad bowel movement. There's no door there. There's no air freshener. And you got to sit there and you got to smell that stuff the whole time. And vice versa. You don't have no privacy. And a lot of the counties up there at the top, there's a square with a camera just to make sure they keep an eye on everyone in the cells. No privacy. It stinks. And you can't do nothing about it but smell it. Think about that. You don't even have privacy with that. Eating the slop, those thick, brown, ugly trays, the food. I'm born to be free. And so are you.